I used to be a skeptic, not in my mind but in my faith. Even though I grew up in a Christian family, went to church regularly, and knew the Bible verses, I gradually doubted that God still performed miracles today. Life out there made me think that everything that happened was due to natural laws. Good people still suffered injustice. People who prayed still did not receive what they asked for. Although I still believed in God, I considered miracles to be just imagination or fairy tales. Then my mother got sick, a malignant brain tumor discovered late. The doctor said she only had a few months to live. When she received the news, my mother was still smiling, but I was devastated. In my heart I cried out, if God still performs miracles, please do it now. In my heart I prayed, no longer with familiar words, but with a cry from the bottom of my heart. Cried, begged, cried for help. The small group at church, friends and strangers prayed with me. But every time I went back to the doctor, the bad news came. I started to get angry with God. One cold night, I went to the park and sat alone. I looked up at the sky and asked, God, are you real? Do miracles really exist? Or do we just comfort each other to forget the pain? I waited for a sign, but there was none. There was only cold wind and silence, but I kept praying. No longer asking for a miracle, but just to be closer to Him. Because I felt that God was still listening, even in silence. One day, my mother had a severe seizure and had to be rushed to the emergency room. The doctor was worried that she might be in a permanent coma. I sat waiting all night outside the emergency room. For the first time, I didn't ask for a miracle. I just said, God, please keep my faith. No matter what happens, don't let me be separated from you. The next morning, the doctor came in with a strange look on his face. My mother woke up. Not only was she awake, her vital signs were stable. The tumor was still there, but it did not grow and was even shrinking. The doctors could not explain. Then they decided to operate, and it was successful beyond expectations. When re-examined, the tumor was only benign fibrous tissue. I knew it was a miracle, not the kind of miracle that resonated with light or sound, but a real miracle, because the impossible happened. Because my faith, which seemed to be about to die, came back stronger. From then on, I no longer thought of miracles as strange or extraordinary. A miracle is a heart that still hopes in the dark. A mother who smiles despite being sentenced to death. A faith that does not die despite all odds. A life restored. Even though the doctor once said there was no hope. I cannot use reason to prove to you that miracles are real. But I can tell you I have lived in a miracle. To me, a miracle is not a reversal of circumstances. It is the transformation of people. God does not always heal as we wish. But He always changes our hearts, supports us and is with us. When God performs miracles, sometimes what He changes is not the world, but ourselves. If today you are in despair, praying and nothing happens, please do not give up. Keep praying, keep believing. Because it is in that waiting that the miracle begins. And who knows, you may be living a miracle that you only realize later. Are miracles real? Believe they are. 'Cause I have lived through them.
The video ends here. Thank you for listening. If you find it interesting, please give me a like, share, and click the subscribe button to help me.